Okay, so the sound of gospel is in the house this morning, right here on A Cup of Joe. Music Monday is brought to you by the folks at the National Gas Company. And this morning, you heard to the top the gospel artist by the name of Stephen John. That voice, he walked in on set and he looked a teeny little character, a tiny, tiny guy, and then he started to sing. And the entire studio lit up with the sound of his voice. Such a pleasure having you here this morning.
Thank you very much, Joel. Thank you.
Where in heaven's name did you get that voice from? I mean, you're what, 100 pounds? Your voice, where did you get that voice from?
I have a 200-pound voice.
You have a 200-pound voice?
And 130-pound voice. Yeah.
And you put 30 pounds on your body?
I know, I've been blessed by God, I should say.
So I wrote that down. I said that voice obviously was a gift from God.
Yeah.
When I heard, I said that voice was a gift from God.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, my mother sings. My dad used to sing as well.
So you come from a singing family.
Yeah, my sisters, we can all, hold our own.
Right.
And thanks to my eldest sister, when she left to go and study in Jamaica, she would always send music back for us. And that was in early 1990s, probably late 1980s when she went to Jamaica. And anywhere she goes in the world, she's always bringing back music. So, I just, grew into liking music, Stevie Wonders and Lionel Richie's and music from the 80s.
Yeah, the best music,
Can't, without a doubt. Donny Hathaway, gospels like Kirk Franklin, Fred Hammond, B.B. Wine.
So let's talk about the direction. You grew up in church?
Yes.
Grew up in church, right? So you were always singing in church. That was just part of what you did.
I grew up in church.
And deciding to do gospel music because you have a brand new track that you're going to drop on us a little later on the show. Yeah. Decided to do gospel music. When did that come about in your mind?
Well, I can't say that there was a decision per se to do, okay, I'm going to do gospel music. I just wanted to do music.
You just wanted to do music?
Yeah, and the music that was around me was gospel influenced music.
Right.
Or music that we listened to at home as music that was very positive in its influence.
Spiritual as well?
Yeah. So, I grew up, my mother allowed us to listen to Calypso, so we listened to, we listened to Sparrow and Black Stallion, and more so the ones that we consider nation building, right? So, when I'm doing music, I'm always thinking of how I can use the gospel message to influence all spheres of life. So influence my Christian walk, my church walk, but also influence my walk with other people, with my environment, etc. So that's how my music process goes. But I can't say there was, I have to do gospel music as opposed to any other, content.
Any other genre, per se. I just want, before we talk about the music that you're going to drop on us a little later, if you could just explain to me that song you sang at the top. I started to, no, and this is something, because gospel music has evolved and has grown, and I think the younger generation doing different things with it. When you hear it, you hear different genres in gospel music. Am I correct? I'm not the most musical voice on the planet, but so explain to me, when you write your inspiration, what do you consider a gospel song?
Well,
because there's one before you answer that, right? So long time.
Yes.
When you hear gospel long time, you think of
evangelical.
Yes, that type of thing.
Kind of thing.
Gospel has evolved. The gospel music has evolved. Explain to me now where the inspiration is.
Well, for me, as I said a little earlier, but let me talk about that song in particular first.
Yeah, that song at the top.
That's called
Father's House.
Yes,
I felt like this was the Father's House this morning.
Well, I did that song with Sean Daniel. I think most people know that name. The way that song came about, I was at church a Sunday morning, I play a little bit of keys, a little
Right,
bit of
right,
piano. So I was
right.
playing that Sunday, and the minister was sharing of some of the things that we find in the Father's house. So they were saying that we find our brothers and sisters, we find the arms of the Lord waiting for us, etc., etc. And immediately then, at the keyboard, I started to write the song,
Well,
right? I mean, and we sang it in church during our worship time and so on a few times. And then I think we released that song in 2012 or 2014 or thereabout. And then I said, look, it's time for the rest of, the Trinidad community to hear it. However, other songs don't always follow that process. And for me, there's not really a genre called gospel music per se.
there is not.
For me, yeah.
Right, okay.
There's reggae, there's calypso, there's what is really for me the important factor is the content.
Right.
And that's what determines whether it's gospel or not.
So in other words, because so exactly that's what you said. So I remember hearing a term called gospelypso. Is it that's a term?
Yes,
That's
that's correct.
because you sang a little reggae
Yeah.
at the end of that, a little breakdown reggae. I think I heard it. Am I right?
Well, I wouldn't call it
Was
reggae
reggae?
per se, but
You get where I'm coming from.
Yes, I
because
got
you would hear hints of different
things,
genres
yes.
in a gospel song. What genre you think you are inspired by? You are motivated by too?
I am influenced by R&B, by jazz, by soul music.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, younger guys than you, younger girls than you will probably be influenced by hip hop,
Reggae and yes, that's correct.
and will bring gospel music into that.
Yes, there's actually a very big movement called the Trinidad and Tobago Christian hip hop movement.
Serious?
Yes, there's a huge number of guys like Shizlon and Nathaniel and what's his name, Rich.
Doing gospel
Doing
hip hop.
gospel hip hop.
Wow. Yeah.
And doing very, very well,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Not just in Trinidad, doing very, very, very well.
Yeah. Let's just talk quick because you're gonna do another song for us called "All Because You Love Me." I heard a little bit of it,
Yeah.
and it's almost like a romantic song for God. That's how I felt. I felt like you were romancing
Yes.
Jesus Christ there.
Well-
Yeah. that was the mood.
Well, actually, that was the concept behind the song. What happened was my bandmates and we were having rehearsal, and my keyboardist, he said, hey, Stephen, I have this idea. And he started to play. Da, 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 da. So all of us were like, this song is real good. So immediately I started singing, walking, smiling. So then, we rested it for a little while. And then some years later, I went up to him and I said, Sheila, we have to do something with this song. But I didn't want it to be just a regular thing. So I wanted to have spoken word in it and stuff. And then I have a very good friend. Her name is Faith Ote. She lives in Pittsburgh, USA.
Right, that's the female voice on the song that
Yes,
you hear?
yes. And so I called her and I said, Faith, I'm going to do a track and I want you to do something. And she was all excited. So the two spoken word artists you heard in the song, Darren Sandy, he's from the Two Cents Movement.
Yeah.
And Dominique Roy, she's also from the Two Cents Movement. I called them, I said, look, I'm doing a song, and it was a collaboration. So we all wrote on the song. It wasn't like I wrote it and they featured.
Right.
We all wrote on the song. I got my band together. We started rehearsals, we went to the studio, and I told them the concept I have is this. We want God's love for us, our love for God, and our love for others. Whether it be a significant other or just a friend or whatever.
So it really is a love song.
So it really is a love song, yes. And I'm glad you
I picked that vibe up. I got it. Before we wrap, guys, Stephen John, our Music Monday artist this morning on the show. Who is Stephen John?
Stephen is 100 pounds. I'm a passionate guy. I love Jesus. I love music. I love food.
You do.
Yeah, I love food. I actually have a culinary.
Steve was disappointed that he wasn't cooking this morning.
I was. I was like, I have a culinary background, Joel. Actually, I did my associate degree in culinary
You did,
management
yeah.
at
So we're gonna have you back.
Yes,
We have to have
that
you
would be
back.
wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm a father. I
Right.
have 3 children, and I'm married to my wife, Marisha. A teacher. I teach music
You
as
teach
well.
music as well.
Yeah, I teach
Nice.
music. I give vocal training. Um, some people might consider me some form of mentor as
Right,
well.
nice, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just a regular, fun-loving Trinidadian guy.
So can you help me with my vocals?
Of course.
I think it's beyond help, huh? But
Actually, to be honest, on my early days, I don't know if you know the name Sterling Gittins. He's one of Trinidad and Tobago's top writers.
Right.
He's since migrated. He lives in Nashville.
Right.
And he had a group called Youth Pulse. And myself and people like Vanessa Briggs, Ayana Gordon, Audie Hewitt, who's now living in Canada, the girls from Two Intrigue, you might know Two Intrigue, they were all part of his group. And there was one particular guy there, his name is Avid Critchlow. He now lives overseas as well. When he came, everybody thought there was no hope for him.
yes.
And now he's a very, very good singer and songwriter as well.
All that to say there's hope for me
Yes,
still.
all that to say there's hope.
Stephen John, guys, this morning on the show. Stay with us because after this break, Stephen will do that love song he told you about. It's a really interesting song, spoken with artists featured on the song, and the Fate Ote.
Yes.
Ote, lovely, lovely little track. Stay for it and stay to the end because he has a brand new track and an album as well.
Yeah, coming.
The album is
he'll
coming.
come back.
But the brand new track, stay to the end of the show. It's called Everybody, another wonderful track.
Yeah.
Music Monday, it's gospel inside the house of this morning. We have Stephen John with us. Don't move. We're coming back with more music here on A Cup of Joe.